Hi everyone, this is Richard from MTG Goldfish, and today I wanted to make a video for you guys on how to get started on Magic Online for under $20. If you follow this guide, you're going to end up with a brand new Magic Online account. We're going to put together a competitive standard deck so that you can play. We're going to enter into a daily event, which is kind of like a Friday Night Magic for Magic Online. So that's going to be 4 rounds of Swiss. And you'll be able to enter either 5 drafts or 4 sealed events, and you'll also win in some additional prizes based on how well you finish in your events. So all in all, we're gonna get about 20 hours of Magic for $20, and you'll also end up with a standard deck which you can keep playing and improving. This video is going to be fairly long, as I'm actually going to walk you through all the steps needed to create your Magic Online account and to create your first deck. If you already know how to do some of these, or you want to skip to a specific section, click on the menu below to jump to the relevant section. So what makes Magic Online different than the paper Magic that you play at your local gaming store? The first question that people always ask is, can I use the cards I already own in Magic Online? And unfortunately the answer is no. You actually need to buy a digital copy of the cards you want to play. The good news is the prices online are in general cheaper than the prices in real life. Unlike other games where you have to put money into it, you can always take your money out of Magic Online. There's a process called set redemption. If you collect one of every card from a set, you can ask Wizards to replace that with a physical copy of one of every card in that set and mail it to you. At the same time, the digital currency on Magic Online is called a ticket, and you can always take your tickets and sell them back for cash and get money back via PayPal. So unlike other card games, such as Hearthstone, if you put $50 into Magic, if you still have $50 at the end of the day, you can actually take it back out if you wanted to. So, why do people actually play Magic Online? The number one reason is the convenience. Right, you can play anytime, anywhere, and you don't have to drive out to your local gaming store, or you don't have to find people to play with. There's always people online to play with. Another good reason is the level of competition. In general, you're playing against the best people around the world. You're not limited to people who just live in your neighborhood. And so the level of competition in Magic Online is generally a lot higher than you'd find at your local gaming store. And the final reason is your technical play will increase dramatically. With Magic Online, all the rules are explicit. You get to see how all the cards interact, how triggers work, the various phases of the turn. If you've never seen it before, this will be a very good experience in improving your gameplay. Okay, so let's first get started by creating a Magic Online account. So here I am on the Magic the Gathering website, so magic.wizards.com, and we're going to go under Game Info, Products, Magic Online. So this is the Magic Online homepage. You're going to want to download the client. So you hit download here. You hit this link to download. Magic Online is only available for Windows, and here are the minimum requirements. I'll put a link to this page in the description below, but I've already downloaded Magic Online, so what I'm actually going to do is create an account. So it pops up here and asks you to enter your birthday, so we'll enter our birthday. Okay, once you have that entered, hit continue, and there's a little survey here, so how much Magic Online experience do you have? So I have personally played Magic Online, so I will choose the last one. And now you need to enter your details. So I'm going to enter the details and then hit continue. So first, your email, your username, and our password and security question. Once you've filled everything out, hit continue. And now you need to enter your payment details. So this is used to purchase things from the Magic Online store, as well as for the initial $10 sign-up fee. So I'm going to go ahead and fill all that out. It's going to cost $9.99 when we're done. Okay, so we hit complete purchase and we are done. You're gonna get an email from the Magic Online team in your email address. You're gonna have to click to activate your account. Okay, so once you've activated your account, you'll be taken to a screen like that, and you can start Magic Online, and you'll have to agree to this user agreement here. And then you can type in your username and password. And you're only eligible to receive prizes under certain conditions, so make sure you read this. And check if you're eligible to receive player rewards. And here we are in Magic Online. So let's quickly take a look at some of the tabs here. So I'm just going to maximize this. There's a collection tab where you'll get to see what cards you have. Since we just started our account, this is going to be fairly sparse. What you're going to want to do is open this Magic Online new account starter kit by right-clicking and open one of these. And this will contain all of your new goodies. So what you're going to get for $10 is 5 event tickets, and an event ticket is the currency on Magic Online. Roughly one event ticket is $1. So what it really cost you was $5 to make an account, and then they just give you $5. You get 20 new player points and a bunch of cards. There are a bunch of M15 cards and avatars, and they're fairly useless, but the basic lands are kind of useful. So you hit close, and now when you click on your cards tab, you should see all of your cards. So you can see the cards they gave you. We won't be using these to make the deck. We'll be making a deck from scratch, but theoretically you can use these, to make a deck, right? We have the play lobby, which is where you're gonna go to play games. We'll get into that in a little detail. And you have your store. So this is like a store in real life. They sell sealed products, they sell booster packs, and they sell event tickets. I would recommend not purchasing anything from the store, even booster packs. There are better places to buy them, and we'll talk about that in a second. But this is the official Magic the Gathering store. And they don't have any singles here, so you have to buy boosters. So, it's not really good value, so I would just skip that for now. I never use the store personally, but just in case you need to know, it's right there. And then there's a trade tab. Okay, so let's get to building our deck. So we're aiming for a budget deck under $10 or 10 tickets. So we're gonna have to take some extreme measures. So usually there are 3 kinds of decks in Standard that are really cheap. Some kind of mono red variety, some kind of white weenie, or some kind of mono green stompy. These are all aggro decks, and Wizards tends to print cards to support these decks in the common and uncommon slot, and thus the decks are really cheap. So in Cons of Tarkir Standard, we actually have White Weenie represented as UW Heroic. There's a splash of blue in there. And we also have Boss Sly, which is our mono red variant. I typically don't like 2-color decks for budget because the mana is usually very important, and we cannot play tapped lands and expect to be an aggro deck. So we're going to go with Boss Sly here. So Boss Sly is 85 tickets. That's 8 times more than our budget, so we're going to have to cut some cards out of here. And luckily for us, most of the value of this deck is tied up in Eidolon of the Great Revel at close to 24 tickets, and Stoke the Flames at 17 tickets. So we can try cutting those cards and building a respectable Boss Sly. And it looks like some people have already done that, because you see variants here for $50, and here's a $26 deck. But we're going to go cheaper, we're going to go 10. So I'm going to use the Goldfish deck editor here to copy this deck and start editing it. So here we are. So I'm going to immediately remove Stoke the Flames. That's way too expensive. And I'm going to remove Eidolon of the Great Revel. Let's update our deck. Okay, so we're at 9 tickets, or close to 10 tickets here. So now let's tweak some of the cards. So the most expensive card left is Searing Blood. So how good is Searing Blood? So I'm not too familiar with Standard right now, so we're gonna have to make some educated guesses and try to see if this is worth playing. So what I like to do is I'm gonna go to Goldfish. I'm going to Dex Metagame, oh sorry, Dex Format Staples. I'm going to see what the top creatures being played are. So Siege Rhino, that dodges Searing Blood. Caryatid, can't hit it. Courser, can't hit it. Rabblemaster, we can hit Rabblmasters. We can hit Seeker of the Ways. Anafenza is no good. Wingmate Rock is no good. Wayfinder is okay, but I don't know if we want to waste removal for it. And Fleece Mane Lion is not okay, and Raksha Death Dealer. So there are some targets, so I don't think cutting these will be the end of the world, and we're going to save some tickets by cutting them. The other interesting card here is Peak Eruption. Destroy target mountain. Peak Eruption deals 3 damage to that land's controller. That seems a little odd for me, so let's actually see what kind of red decks would actually we would actually cast that against. So Jeskai Tokens runs 2 mountains, so that doesn't seem very good. Red-green monsters, they have a lot of ramp, and they run 7 mountains, so maybe that would help. And then here's Mardu midrange, 6 mountains. Some kind of Boros deck here. 10 mountains. Okay, so there's some targets for that. So I guess we'll keep that. 2 magma sprays to help aggro. I guess Scouring Sands and Lightning Strike. In the main here we have a Hoplite, Swift Spear, Frenzied Goblin, a Crowing Crusader. Hordling Outburst seems very bad. I don't know if I want Hordling Outburst. Lightning Strike, Titan Strength, Dragon's Mantle, Hammer Hand. Hordling Outburst seems really bad. It seems good in a deck with Stoke the Flames, but since we cut it, it becomes really awkward. So I'm gonna cut that too. So now we have some slots to play with. So I like Warname Aspirant. So Warname Aspirant is a 2-mana 3/2 if we manage to trigger raid, and it can't be blocked by creatures with 1 power or less. So that would include things like Sylvan Caryatid, Rabblemaster Token, Satyr Wayfinder. So I think that's a good substitution. We need 2 more cards for the main board, or for the main deck. Maybe add the 3rd Lightning Strike, get some reach in here. Maybe we should add we should change the Lightning Strikes to 3. And then maybe fill out. So we have to replace the Hordling Outbursts. No, maybe we should go to 4 Lightning Strikes. I think 4 Lightning Strikes would be okay. Because we basically took out Stoke the Flames, so we're gonna need some kind of burn or some kind of reach. So I think we do that, and then I guess we have to take out this Lightning Strike out of the board. I don't know what else we would need here. Maybe we're gonna cut 2 Searing Bloods to save on price. That puts us in the 8 ticket range, which is pretty good. To replace it, maybe Forge Devils for the mirror. So I expect a lot of. So we can use this to like chip the last damage in on a creature, maybe. Like what would we take out? What would be a bad card here? And I guess the only thing is for other aggressive decks. that's what we want to do. We want to start killing their creatures and 2-for-1 them. Forge Devil's only like 8 cents, so I think it's an okay risk. If we don't like Forge Devil, we can replace them without really impacting our budget. So let's fill out the last couple cards here. So Blinding Flare I think is pretty good. Blinding Flare will let us get through blockers. Good thing Blinding Flare is only 6 cents. And I guess we can fill out the rest of our deck with maybe more 1-drops. Maybe Fire Drinker Satyr. Let's check on the price of Fire Drinker Satyr. Okay, he's only 15 cents. So I think this is okay. Swift Sphere, so we have Hammerhand, Lightning Strike, Dragon Mantle, Titan Strength, Coordinated Assault. And then in the board we have 2 Searing Bloods, Scouring Sands, Peak Eruption, Forge Devil, Blinding Flares. We actually have too many cards here. So maybe I want to just cut one of the Warname Aspirants and one of the Lightning Strikes. Alright, there we go. So I think I'm going to use this as my deck. Comes in just under 8 tickets. So with the 6 tickets we need for entering the event, that'll be 14 tickets. So I think this is actually pretty good. This fits our budget, and we'll give this a shot, and we can tweak it later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save my deck here. Oh, I forgot to put in a name. So Budget Sly. How about Magic Online Budget Sly, and we're going to save. Okay, so now we have our deck, and we need to get the cards in Magic Online. So there are a couple ways to do this. The most common way is to get the cards through a Magic Online store. So there are a couple big stores out there, and Card Hoarder is one of them. And we have a link to purchase here. And this will allow us to purchase these cards on their website. And what will happen is someone in Magic Online will contact you and trade you the cards after you purchase them. The other way to do this is through the use of bots. All of the big Magic Online stores have this as well. And basically, in the game itself, you open a trade with the bot, and you request the cards you want, and then you give your tickets. I find using the website a lot easier because the website's just, a lot easier to use than the Magic Online interface for trading. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this Purchase from Card Hoarder button here, and that's going to take me to the Card Hoarder website. And here are all the cards in my deck. I want to remove the mountains. I don't really need the mountains. And I'm going to hit this Optimize deck. So this will replace all of the cards with the cheapest versions in case anything changed. And we can see, the cards that Goldfish chose were the cheapest versions, so the price remains the same. So this is coming in at 7.78 tickets, or $7.50 US. So I'm going to go buy this deck here. So here are all the cards. I'm going to go proceed to checkout. And now I need to actually sign up for an account. So let's sign up for an account. So you're going to have to enter all your details here. Click I'm not a robot, and then click create account. Okay, so now we're here back on the checkout page. So you can see the deck will cost under 8 tickets, and we're going to pay with event tickets via Magic Online. You can also pay via PayPal. However, there's a $10 minimum for that, and since our deck is only $7.50, we can't do that. So we gotta type in our Magic Online username here, and we have to click this button that says we acknowledge that we're buying Magic Online cards. We're not buying actual physical cards that we'll be receiving in the mail. So now we just hit finalize order. And we have an order confirmation. So what we're going to do now is we're going to hop over to Magic Online, and we're going to go to the store, and we're going to buy event tickets so that we can pay for this purchase. So here is the event ticket. So right now we have 5 event tickets in our account. We need to buy 3 more to cover the cost of that order, so we have a deck. And we also want to play in the daily event, which will cost 6 tickets. So I'm going to add 6 more tickets here, so for a total of 9. So that brings us to $19 total so far, and that should be enough to get us started on Magic Online. You're going to have to enter your payment information down here. And so I'll do that, and I'll purchase these 9 tickets. Okay, so I just purchased the 9 tickets, and you're going to see this window pop up, and it says 9 tickets have been added to your collection. And then you can just click close to get out of that. We're just waiting for a card hoarder to deliver our cards, so someone is going to message us in Magic Online and trade us the cards. What we need to do is make our tickets tradable by right-clicking the tickets and choosing add all to active trade binder, and that way we can actually give the card hoarder associate our tickets. So when you buy from the website, it usually takes around 5 minutes for them to process the order and then deliver the cards. So we'll just wait here for the cards. Okay, so it looks like the card hoarder is trying to contact us. So it's now 3:53, so it's been about like 3 minutes. He's talking to us. So we're gonna open up a trade window, and we're gonna trade the cards for the event tickets. So they're gathering our order right now. Okay, and they're reminding us to have our tickets in the active trade binder, which I have already. Okay, it looks like card hoarder is ready. So they're going to open up a trade window, and we're going to grab our cards. So it asks if you want to accept a trade request from the card hoarder. So you're going to say yes. And strangely enough, the window opened in the back. So on the left here are the things I'm going to receive, and on the right here are the things card hoarder is going to receive. So I'm going to give them 8 tickets. So I'm going to go through here and select all the cards. This interface is slightly awkward. I think it's faster if you just right click, add all to trade here. Okay, so we can actually double check our deck here. So we have 18 lands. So we have 57 cards. So that's 75 cards total. And since the deck only costs 7 point something tickets, there will be some leftover tickets that'll be saved as bot credit. So when we use card hoarder again, we can use that credit because there are no partial tickets on Magic Online. So once we've looked at everything, we're going to hit submit trade here. And we're going to check over everything again to make sure. And then we're going to hit confirm trade. And now we have all of these cards added to our collection. Okay, so now that we have the cards in our collection, we need to actually make a deck. And Magic Online knows we have all these cards, but they don't know, which 75 cards we want to run in particular, right? The good thing about Magic Online is you only need up to 4 copies of a card. So if you want to run 4 Snapcaster Mages in a Legacy deck and 4 Snapcaster Mages in a Modern deck, you only need 4 in total to run those 2 decks. You don't actually need 8. So we're going to go down here to add deck, and we can actually choose to import a deck from our computer. So let's actually go back to Goldfish, and here's our deck. We're actually going to download it with this download button here. And it's saved as deck 1 on my desktop. So we're going to go back over here to Magic Online and hit import. And we're going to choose deck 1 and hit OK. And now we have our deck. And you can sort by converted mana cost, so you can actually see your deck. And it's Boss Sly, mono 1-drops. And here's our sideboard. So there's our deck, and now we're ready to play a game of Magic. One thing I forgot to do is rename our deck. So right now it's called Deck 1, which isn't very descriptive. So you can right-click that and hit Properties. And you can choose a name for it. So I'm going to say Budget Sly. And you can actually choose a deck box. So I'm going to choose this, this red deck box here. And then hit OK. And now our deck is called Budget Sly. Okay, let's play some Magic. So let's go over to the play lobby. You're going to click on Constructed Tournaments, and you're going to click on Scheduled. So these are all of the scheduled events in Magic Online. The daily events work like F&M. There are 4 rounds of Swiss, and you get rewards based on how well you do. So I'm going to choose my standard deck here, Budget Sly, and we're going to join this standard daily. So you double click it, and here are all the people that have already joined the event. And what you want to do is click the entry requirement, which was 6 tickets, and we're now entered in the event. And you can see here the event will start in 11 minutes, and it's 4 rounds, and each match is 50 minutes maximum, so you can typically expect this to take 4 hours. Usually in an event this size, people always go to time. So I would set aside 4 hours. And as for the prize payout, you can check on the Magic website. But if you get 3 wins, it's 6 booster packs of Khans of Tarkir and a qualifier point. And if you get 4 wins, it's 11 packs. So each pack is about 2.6 tickets right now. So you'd break about even if you had a win rate of 50%. And you would make a few tickets if you had, a higher win rate. This is Swiss, so it doesn't matter if you lose your first round. If you win the next 3, you're still going to get a prize. So this is how I recommend you play Magic. It's the most cost-effective way to play. If you are skilled enough, you can play for free, or you can actually make tickets. And this is what people refer to as going infinite. And usually it's pretty reasonable to go infinite with standard daily events. So we'll hop back to our game here. So we still have 10 minutes. I'll just wait it out, and we'll resume once the event has actually started. Okay, so it's 6 o'clock, and the tournament is about to begin. You can see the countdown timer here. And up pops our game screen. So it says, I won the die roll. Would I like to play first? So first I'm just going to adjust our screen a little bit here. We'll move this chat window to the side. With Magic Online, the die roll happens automatically for you, and this interface shows up, and you would like to play first. So I would click yes. And now you get your deck, your hand, sorry, and you get to choose if you want to mulligan or not. So I'm just going to expand this to make it bigger so it's easier to see. And I think I'm going to keep this hand. It's a 1-lander, but I think we can make it work. So I'm going to click keep here. And now we wait for our opponent. So our opponent is deciding to wait. And we jump right into the game. So if you notice across the top here, you see the various phases of Magic. The difference between Magic Online and real life Magic is everything is explicit. You need to explicitly stop the game if you want to do something, or you need to explicitly pass priority. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust our stops a little bit. So you can tell Magic Online to stop during various phases. So I want it to stop during my upkeep. Click the check here. And so that way I don't accidentally skip my turn. So right now I'm in my main phase. I'm going to play my land. So I click my mountain. And I'm going to cast Foundry Street Denizen. So next turn we can do a Crowan Crusader, Dragon's Mantle to pump it up. So with Magic Online, you can either tap the lands first and play your card, or play the card and tap the land. You can also undo tapping lands with Control Z. So I'm going to play Foundry Street Denizen. It goes on the stack, and it's my main phase again. So I don't want to do anything, so I'm going to pass priority by pressing OK. And then it goes to my second main phase. It skipped over combat because there were no creatures that could attack. And I click OK again, and now it's my opponent's turn. So they play Sandsteep Citadel, so they're playing some Abzan deck. And now it's the end of his turn, so again I have to, or sorry, it's the beginning of his combat, so I have to say if I want to pass priority or not. I don't want to do anything, so I'm just going to hit OK. I'm hitting F2 on my keyboard, which is the same as hitting OK. And it's their end step, I don't want to do anything again, so I hit OK. So it's my upkeep now, and I don't want to do anything, so I'm just going to go OK. We're going to go to my draw phase. I'm going to draw my card. It's another land, so this is good. This is what we wanted. And I'm going to cast a Crowan Crusader. And now you see a trigger pop up. So the trigger is for Foundry Street Denizen, and it's asking if I want to do anything in response to the trigger. And I'm going to right-click the trigger and say always yield to the effect triggered ability from Foundry Street Denizen. That's because I never plan on doing anything in response to the trigger, so I'm just doing that as a shortcut so that we don't keep seeing it. Now this is where Magic Online really helps get your technical magic down. You see all the triggers, you see their ordering, and you see how they interact. So you get to understand the intricacies of the Magic rule set. So I've cast a Crowan Crusader, and now I'm just going to Dragon Mantle it up. And again, I have the trigger for Crowan Crusader. I'm just going to always yield to it because I don't plan on doing anything in response. And do I want to cast anything in response to the Dragon Mantle? Nope. Dragon Mantle trigger. And I drew a Foundry Street Denizen. Okay. So that's my main phase. I don't have anything else to do, so I'm going to go to combat. And I'm in the attack phase. If I wanted, I could put a stop on beginning combat if I had some spells to cast at the beginning of combat. But I didn't. So now I'm just going to attack with my soldier and my denizen, and I'm going to hit OK. And so I declare attackers. Do I want to cast anything? No. OK. The opponent has declared blockers, which is none. Do I want to play anything in response? Nope. Alright, and now the second main phase, I'm done. So you can see everything is very explicit in Magic Online. In real life, you tend not to be so explicit. You tend to back people up. So if they go to combat, you say, oh no, hold on, before combat I want to cast this. Right? In Magic Online, there's no backing up. You have to do everything explicitly upfront. Okay, so it's the end of the turn. And it's my upkeep. I'm going to draw. So this is interesting. The question is, do they play Drown in Sorrow or Bile Blight? I could hedge Bile Blight by casting Goblin and Satyr, or I could maybe cast the second Foundry Street Denizen if I'm not worried about it. I would get a lot more value. Next turn he'll probably have a blocker, so I probably want to get this Frenzied Goblin out there. So he can either Bile Blight my denizens or my soldiers, so either way a Bile Blight's going to get a lot of value. What I think I'm going to do is just denizen and then Frenzied Goblin. And now we have all the triggers again. And we go to combat. Another cool thing you can do is right click and say attack with all creatures, and it'll bring all the creatures into the red zone. So there's some shortcut keys in Magic Online. If you press F2, it means okay. If you press F4, it means pass priority until I have a chance to respond. So if the opponent plays a spell or there's a trigger or something. And F6 means pass priority regardless of what happens. So when you're starting out, you have to be careful not to accidentally skip your turn by pressing F6 or F4 incorrectly. So he played Courser, and there's a Commune on top. He's at 11. Do we have lethal? Let me draw. So I have 2 Titan Strengths. So I guess I could just make him not block Titan Strength, a Crowan Crusader, and he would take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He'd go to 2. Let's say he blocks. Oh wait, did I count the extra token? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh no, he should be dead. In case something goes terribly wrong, I guess I can just count again, right? 8, 9, 10, 11? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Go to combat. And so you have to be very careful not to skip over your attack phases. So I'm going to attack with all creatures. And then I'm going to use the Frenzied Goblin's ability here. So I put it on the stack. And then I pay for it. And there we go. And so that's game 1. We don't really know what kind of Abzan he is, or at least I don't know. This probably means it's a whip deck, right? I'm going to go to begin sideboard. And brings up the sideboarding screen. So our deck's on the bottom. You can sort by converted mana cost, which it already is. And you basically drag cards down into your deck that you want, and then drag cards back out. Is there anything I want to bring in against them? I think everything was pretty good, right? I could bring in maybe a Forge Devil. Do I care? I'll be on the draw, so I'll be able to Forge Devil. The problem is if he doesn't play anything or he doesn't have a target for Forge Devil, I might not be able to play Forge Devil at all. I'd have to Forge Devil my own creature and everything dies basically to 1 damage. So we'll just go with that. So we hit submit deck. And then we just wait for all players to submit their deck. So we're waiting for our opponent. So I'm actually going to skip over the rest of this match and the rest of the daily event. There are a total of 4 rounds. And each round sometimes goes to 3 games. So there is a lot of gameplay here. So if you're interested in seeing how the deck plays out, some of the nuances, and how to play it against certain matchups, click the link here and it'll take you to the gameplay videos. Otherwise, we're just going to continue on to the next section. Okay, so the event is over now, and we get our prize. We received 3 qualifier points for Season 2 and 11 booster packs. So qualifier points are used for the Magic Online Championship. Every month there's a season, and if you accumulate 15 points in that season, you get qualified for the Magic Online Championship Series. And you also get a cool promo card. And the promo card is actually pretty good. In the past, they've had cards like Force of Will, Lion's Eye Diamond, some pretty actually pricey cards. And I think this month's is actually Tropical Island. So We're going to click close here, and we're going to go to our collection. Okay, so now we're going to go and sell our packs back to Card Hoarder and collect tickets, and we can use those tickets to further our collection or to enter more daily events. So in your collection, you can click on other products again. You're going to right click the KTK packs, and you're going to say add all to active trade binder. Now we're going to go to the trade tab. So we're going to actually use the Card Hoarder bot to sell our packs and get tickets. So search for Card Hoarder. And here are their bots. So you have to be careful when using this interface. Anyone can name their user account anything. But I happen to know the official Card Hoarder buy bot is called Card Hoarder buy bot. So you're going to right click here. The one thing you need to look at here is whether it's open or busy. The bot is actually just another Magic Online account, and Magic Online accounts you can only be open. You can only be in a trade with only one other person at a time. So if they're already in a trade, they're going to be busy, such as this free bot. But this one's open, so I'm going to right click it and say trade. So up pops our trade screen. And Card Hoarder is buying the packs at 2.52 tickets. They only select four at a time. So we have 11 packs, so we need to do this multiple times. So what you're going to do is it says I can grab 10 tickets. The total will be 10.08 and 0.08 will be saved as credit. So I'm going to grab 10 tickets and say submit. And I'm going to confirm trade. So we got 10 tickets, and we're just going to repeat the process. And now let's head back over to our collection. And we see we have 27 tickets. So that's not bad at all. So remember, we've spent $19 so far, right? We spent $9 in tickets and $10 to create our initial account. And now we have 27 tickets, so we've actually made money because we did so well in that daily event. And we also have a standard playable deck. So now we can use this 27 tickets to upgrade our deck, or it can actually fund 6 more daily events, or 4 more daily events, sorry. So the last thing I wanted to touch upon were these new player points here. So the new player points are provided by Wizards to allow you to play in some events for free when you first get your Magic Online account started. If you check over on the Wizards event page, you'll see the 3 different types of new player events. They have a Phantom Draft. It requires 4 new player points to enter, so you can play in 5 of them. And the format is a 4-player draft, so that's slightly different than the regular 8-player draft, and it only goes 2 rounds. If you win, or if you qualify for prizes, the prizes are actually not normal boosters. They're these special 5-card boosters designed for beginners. So this is slightly different from your typical draft in Magic Online. Your typical draft, you can find down here, is the 8-4 draft. That's 8 players, 3 rounds of Swiss single elimination. This is some weird 4-player draft with 2 rounds. But it does help you get your draft practice in. This is the one I would recommend you use since drafting regularly in Magic Online is usually pretty expensive. You can also play Sealed. Sealed is 3 rounds, and it costs 5 new player points to enter. You're not going to get to keep the cards you open. It's a Phantom Sealed, but you do get to play 3 rounds of Swiss here. And the entry is 5 new player points, so you get to do 4 of them. And you can also just practice regular standard. So they have regular standard one-on-one matches. Each match will cost you 2 tickets or 2 player points to enter. So that's 10 in total with your new player points. And you just play 1 round of Magic, and the winner will get 3 5-card booster packs. The important thing to note about these 5-card boosters is you can't actually trade them or sell them or do anything like the regular boosters. You just got to open them and hope you open a rare. So those are the new player points. That's everything I wanted to talk about today. That wraps up our tutorial. For $19, we had a lot of value today. We earned 27 tickets, so we actually made money. We got to play 4 rounds of standard. We made a brand new deck, and we also have 20 new player points to go through. So we get 5 drafts or 4 sealed events. And so all that for $20 is great value. So if you haven't tried Magic Online already, I would definitely give it a shot. If you love Magic, you're gonna love Magic Online. And so that wraps up this video. So I would appreciate it if you could subscribe and share this video. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below, and I'll try to answer as many as I can. And until next time, I hope to see everyone in Magic Online.